Because all of these electronic devices are so ubiquitous. We all have cell phones. We all probably, well, most of us have ebooks. We all have email. We're all checking email late into the night. We're all probably browsing the internet later on into the night. So there's a lot of research trying to figure out how to mitigate these effects. So in this particular study, they looked at a 60-minute light exposure. So they shone really bright lights at you for 60 minutes for an hour between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. and measured your melatonin levels. And they did this with folks that were wearing these swanky gray sunglasses and also these totally cool orange goggles, okay? So these orange goggles allow orange light to pass through, but they do not allow blue light to pass through, so they filter out blue light. So these yellow bars are when they're actually giving light to the individual. They're shining really bright light on the individual. And so take a look at these two graphs in your groups and see if you can figure out what they mean. So there are two graphs, and each of them have two lines. So first, figure out why there are two lines, and then figure out which set of glasses you would prefer to wear if you want your melatonin levels to stay high during the night. Okay? Any questions over here? Yeah. Okay, all right. Perfect. Any questions? What's that?
Is the PowerPoint going to be posted?
Yeah, Casey will post it. Okay. Yeah.
So in the last experiment, they showed a base level of light to the people with the e-readers and also with the books.
Yes.
So they were showing more light to the people with the e-readers because the e-readers also have light. Did they control for that?
That's a really good question. So the e-readers are definitely exposed to more blue light, but there's also a little bit of light that comes from the e-reader itself.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you had an e-reader, you'd probably have a
so that's a really interesting question. But you notice also that you can be exposed to light in different wavelengths and not have that affect your melatonin, right? So but that is, so you'd have to take a look at the paper a little bit more carefully and see what their justification is for saying, okay, we did actually expose this group to a little bit more light, but how can we explain that?
Control for it, you'd expect them to turn off the light
in the control room. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't know how they would do it. They would maybe put a little Christmas light on each little book or something. Yeah, but that's a really good point. Yeah.
My boss is over here texting me.
Okay, so we are at Meng-Yu Ma. Meng-Yu Ma. Is Meng-Yu in the audience? Raise your hand. Meng-Yu? No? No? Being shy? Okay. What about Erica Lau? Erica Lau? Oh, yeah. Would you like to tell us why there are two different lines in each graph? Let's start with that first. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so there are two graphs in every one of these, or two lines in every one of these graphs, right? And so one is a baseline where they're not exposing them to any sort of electronics. And so you can see that if you're just wearing sunglasses, you see a drop in melatonin levels, so your sleep is more interrupted when you give light to these individuals. And then if you're wearing these orange glasses, you don't see a drop in melatonin with light. Okay? All right. Have a great weekend. Thank you for your attention.